This is Mr. Bill Ritchie, and he's from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and he's just amazed that people in Minnesota like bluegrass music.
No kidding.
But we have a common love that we're all here, and this, of course, is MG's, sports cars. And so we'd like to ask you a few questions, Bill, about your car and how long you've been in the hobby,
sure,
those kind of things.
Okay. Well, I've been in the hobby 35 years. I have 9 MGs.
Wow.
We started with an MGA, and we used to drive all over the United States, and then later on we got involved in the pre-war cars, and I have, this is an L1, I have a J2 and a PA, and then I have the regular stuff, TD, TC, TFs, and MGAs, and I'm building an MGC right now. That's my latest project, and I'm also building an MGJ4.
Okay. What year is that?
That'll be a 33.
And that's a 6-cylinder?
It's 4-cylinder with a blower.
With the blower. Okay.
With a blower. This car is a 6-cylinder without a blower. But
that's what I thought. Are these 1100cc engine?
These are 1450. Yeah, 14 something cc.
And the year of this car again is?
1933.
1933.
Yeah. This car is one of 8 that was delivered to Preston, England for the police department in April of 1933. There were 8 of them delivered then, and then they kept the cars 2 or 3 years and then wore them out, and then the cars went different ways. Most of the cars were turned into race cars because it was a 6-cylinder engine back in 33. It was pretty peppy. It was an 80-mile-an-hour car back then. And then, so there's only 2 of these left that we know of, this one and one in England. So it's a fairly rare car. And we've done all the documentation. We have a photo of the car in front of the police station when it was new. We have all the bill of sale and all that, what it was bought for and all that stuff.
That's amazing.
So it's pretty neat car.
That is amazing.
A lot of history.
A lot of history.
And it also belonged to the fellow that started the Triple M register in the United States, Jerry Cooper. And he was a good friend of ours, and he ended up passing away, and we bought it from his daughter and then restored it. And we enjoy driving. You know, we have so many friends through the years that we've met all across the country, and I still see, we met some people right now that we hadn't seen in over 20 years, you know, at some of the meets. So a lot of good people.
Yeah, that is true. Do you find that in where there's other cars besides MGs, that you find the same atmosphere, the same kind of camaraderie?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Even amongst the American domestic cars?
Absolutely. Yeah. We did the Hemmings Motor News Rally, which is a great race last year.
Yeah.
There were 50 cars in it. I drove an Austin Healey, but there was everything in there, mostly flathead Fords and stuff like that, but the people have the same interests.
Yes, they do.
And we meet a lot of good people with that group, you know, so we're going to do that again if we get a chance.
Good. So now those years cars for the Great Race are what years?
Anything up to 1969.
69, okay.
And most of the cars were in the 30s that raced in it. You know, there's Auburn's, Packards, Essex, a lot of Fords, a lot of flathead Fords. Yeah. But that's a neat race and an experience you'll never forget.
Yeah. And how long a race is that?
Well, it's different. The one we did last year was 5 days. We went about 1,850 miles.
Wow.
And the one coming up is probably going on this month, is from Chattanooga to Vermont. And so that would be a really neat race.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go, you know, the crowds come out to see all these antique cars, you know.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But the speeds now on the highways, you have to drive legal speeds.
Well, you're on the time and distance.
Okay.
So probably about, unless you mess up, which people do, and you have to catch up, but you're not really supposed to do much over 50 miles an hour.
Okay, okay.
But you got to be right on the point at the right time, so that's how you win the race. You know.
That sounds like fun. I'd like to do that someday.
You would love it. You would love it.
Except I don't have that. Well, wait, I do have a 59 automobile. I've got a Buckeye scratch.
Well, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
What you got to do is buy a speedometer about this big, and they're about $1,100, and that's the key to the race because it's so accurate.
Okay.
And you know, your speed is very critical at any given time. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you very much, Bill.
All right.
It was a delight talking with you.
All righty. Y'all have a good day.